Live. You can tell at the bottom of the screen, not the top.
It's WAN Show time!
Hooray!
Oh boy, we are late, and for that we are sorry.
Only by 19 minutes.
Only by
or
19
49,
minutes, depending how you count it. We
Yeah.
technically have a new start time, 5 o'clock, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever officially announced that. Colton changed it because we were never on time. Anyway, the point is, this time we were learning. Well, I was learning. Luke was showing me a different streaming software.
Yeah.
So this will be the first WAN show streamed on OBS.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because we think OBS is unequivocally better than XSplit,
No.
which it isn't, but because XSplit has had an utterly game-breaking bug for us for the last couple of weeks that has made it take about half an hour to 45 minutes of extra time after the show to decorruptify the corrupted video output and then upload it to YouTube. So it's been kind of a pain in the arse.
Which has mostly resulted in us like downloading the VOD off of Twitch so that we can mess with it.
Which takes a while because it's an hour-plus long stream sometimes. Twitch takes a while to process that. Then you have to download
Which
it.
all makes sense, to
Which
be
all
fair.
makes sense and is fine. It's just a pain in the butt, and we don't want to do that anymore. So,
Yeah.
the WAN show
To be very clear, there's pros and cons with both,
on OBS.
but yeah, now we're doing this.
What else do we have this week? Oh yeah, right, the news. So NVIDIA announced the Titan V. And you can have one for the value price of only $3,000. We'll talk about what exactly you get for your money. AMD and Qualcomm joined forces for always connected PCs. What else we got?
NiceHash was breached. $64 million of Bitcoin was stolen. That valuation is going to constantly change.
Yeah, that's-
so there's
yeah.
about 4,700 coins. And this is in rapid fire, actually, but damn. AMD silently lowers Radeon RX 560 specs.
Wah, wah.
Start with the interesting news, end with the super bad news.
All right, hold on. I'm updating. I'm updating that NiceHash number. Was 4,700 coins stolen, right?
Yeah, roughly, I think.
So that is now 76.6 million because Bitcoin has been like woo, wah, lately.
It does that.
All right, let's roll that intro, baby. Oh, there's no transition.
It was on, baby.
Look at that, baby. I'm like making changes.
Yeah, man.
I've actually used it once.
I really like the audio.
Yeah, the fact that we can actually see it.
Yeah.
That part of it, is that the part you like?
Like I knew when it started working because I could see that it was working.
Yeah. Oh, you like that? You like? Yeah, you like those indicators, baby?
I do.
Show me your indicators.
I almost made a very specific, way too far joke, but no, it's cool. Let's move on. Titan V.
Yeah, let's talk about the Titan V.
V is completely
So,
unrelated to what we were just talking
You
about.
know what? I've got to give NVIDIA a lot of credit here for doing the right thing with this graphics card. This was posted by Max
Charging
settings.
$3 grand for it?
Okay. This is posted by Max settings
I got the chip.
on the forum. And hold on a second. And the original article here is
You know-
from Anantech.
I think it's kind of neat that Max Settings shared a post about a $3,000 graphics card.
So NVIDIA did the right thing here. Rather than confuse consumers by calling their product iPhone X, but then 10, NVIDIA called it Titan V instead of like Titan 5. Which, incidentally, is it the 5th Titan? Hold on a second now. You got the Titan, you got the Titan Black,
I think it's going to depend on...
you've got the Titan X, you've got the Titan XP,
and the XPP.
and the XPP. So no, technically it is the 6th Titan. Now if they hadn't screwed up and had both a Titan XP, which was, you know what? If you count
They
what
didn't
it
call
actually says on the shroud.
Yeah, there you go. I guess.
Because the Titan didn't have the black filled in on the Titan word. The
Yeah.
Titan Black did, but it was the same silver shroud. Then, wait, the Titan...
You'd have 4, I
Which one had the actual black shroud? Hold on, we might be missing one here. Kepler, Maxwell, Pascal, Titan something.
Black.
Titan. Yeah. What was a Titan? What was a Titan Black?
Just Titan Black.
Which one actually got? Yeah. Let's see a picture though. Which one actually got like a black shroud? No. So it was after. So it was the Titan X that got a black shroud.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So if we ignore the one that didn't get a P on the end of it, the Titan X Pascal, which I basically did ignore. So I think I could stick with that.
Did we make a video for that, or did we just rant about it on WAN Show?
I don't think we did. Yeah, I don't think we
just
did.
ranted on WAN.
So if we agree that only graphics cards that we do a review video of count, then this is the 5th Titan.
Okay.
Okay.
That only we do a...
We ordered one.
What a way to... Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I reached out to NVIDIA. Yo, are you guys providing review samples of this thing? And they said...
I'm not surprised at all. I'm not even remotely surprised.
They said literally nothing. That was the joke.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of sitting here going, well, okay, I'm not gonna wait around and find out.
Oh,
like,
Titan Z.
I don't count the Titan Z either. We didn't review it.
Okay.
See, this is a very convenient definition, where if I don't decide that something counts, it doesn't count. This is a fun way to live the world. Live the world. Live in the world. Live my life.
It also wasn't a different GPU.
Perceive the world. Interpret the world. Yeah, that's true. It was 2 GPUs. Yeah, there. See, mind you, Titan Black isn't a different GPU from Titan. I mean, it's just blacker, and it's not even that much blacker. It's just black text. So, yeah.
Minor details.
Okay, so right, what do we have to say about the Titan V? Last night, I love that the place they announced it was the NIPS conference, because, you know, this is a pretty hot announcement, you know? The NIPS, anyway. So they announced the Titan V. It has a golden shroud now, which is just,
beautiful. Perfect.
What were they
Why pick another color?
thinking? Like,
You know, it was like a few generations ago that ASUS did their golden stuff, so you can take a few generations old board, pair it with your new $3,000 graphics card.
that was like
Perfect.
P67.
No, it's been more recent than that.
No.
Yeah.
No. ASUS, hold on a second. ASUS gold board.
We were making fun of this stuff on the
No.
couch at the old house.
You're drunk.
No.
No, you're drunk. Yeah, but
No.
they were old boards by then. Okay, hold on. Where's that? Here's one of their stupid gold boards. What's it? Okay, Z87.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Z87. Still, that's how old is that?
No, it's perfect. $3,000 graphics card, that board, boom, put it together. Best combination.
I mean, what is it? Is this like isn't everything kind of going
beautiful.
gold these days? Like, is this just because of the iPhone? Do I have Apple to blame for this? Everybody else, the entire rest of the computer industry is like, okay, fine, we give up. Everything's going to be grayscale, so black, gray, or white, and we'll put RGB lighting on so everything matches everything else.
Maybe that's why, actually, because a very minor amount. I don't like gold. But a very, like, I don't like gold jewelry, I don't like whatever. But a very minor amount of gold accent on something that's, like, blacked out looks pretty sharp.
A ginormous graphics card, though, is not, like, a small gold accent.
If you go with the monochrome computer, which is, like, popular these days, and then have your black and gold Titan.
Yeah.
Well, what are we actually going to see? Is there a picture of the backplate?
No.
Because you'll only really see the side and the backplate, unless you're going with like one of those vertical mount systems, which was like recently.
I'm gonna assume it's black. I'm gonna assume it's black. This thing looks
so
awful.
It's probably going to be just a minor amount of accenting of gold on the side that you're actually going to.
I'm gonna have to redo my how to paint your graphics card tutorial with the new Titan shroud, because I can't imagine anyone being happy with it looking like
real
that.
silver paint.
Can you get that? Is that a thing?
I'm sure that's a thing.
Sounds like poisonous or something. I don't know.
It probably is.
All right. So anyway, what else can we say about this thing?
Real silver paint, Alibaba.
Available for purchase today, $3,000. So that's almost 4,000 Canadian rupees, which sucks. But like, realistically, so NVIDIA's policy on cards that are not intended for gamers is that they don't generally seed them to gaming press. But gaming press wants to know how this thing performs for games.
And other things.
Gamers want to know how this thing performs in games. So the way that we see it, we're kind of taking one for the team here. We absolutely have to get one and run some games on it and see how it goes from there, because the specs on this thing are ridiculous. This is the same GPU as the Tesla V100, which is apparently a $10,000 graphics card.
So really, we should all stop complaining, because you're getting a $7,000 discount. Beautiful. No complaints here. Give me 4.
This is targeted at machine learning scientists who want to simply install the card in their desktop PCs and not rely on a special server or storage or networking. So it keeps the Titan branding as opposed to GeForce Titan. And it'll have massive memory bandwidth. Yes, it's using HBM2 memory. 12
gigs.
Freaking gigs of it.
That's a lot.
And it has, what is this?
Of HBM2, to be clear.
110, it says DL in here, but I'm sure that means dual precision, teraflops. So that's 9 times, deep learning teraflops. Sorry, that's 9 times the deep learning computing horsepower of its predecessor. 1455 megahertz boost clock. This is a massive 815 millimeter square die. I believe this was the largest of all time, like single monolithic die. I don't remember if it actually was, but it is very close. 80 SMs. Did I already say 5,120 CUDA cores? Holy crap.
Someone said 4 Titan V SLI for compensator.
No, so that's really interesting.
Can it link SLI at all?
So the previous Titan XP was 3840 CUDA cores. So this is a new architecture. This is Volta, and it has many more CUDA cores, and it has NVLink connectors at the top, but this was actually a developing story right as we were starting the WAN show. There's a thread over on the Linus Tech Tips forum where people are talking about this. Apparently, NVIDIA has come out and said it not only does not support SLI, because it doesn't have SLI fingers, it does not support NVLink.
Oh.
So the fingers are there, but NVLink is, I guess, considered to be a data center feature and not something that you would need in a single system. So NVIDIA is coming right out and making dual card configurations for gaming and then also for...
Because to be clear, it doesn't matter how they market this, people are going to use it for gaming.
Yeah. So now dual card configurations will still work for some workloads. Like something like SolidWorks doesn't require NVLink or an SLI connector. You can just have more GPUs in and it'll just use more compute. But where the cards need to communicate with each other, not having NVLink will be a disadvantage. And for gaming, they're just like, nope. You know, last generation, or 2 generations ago, we took away 3-way and 4-way on this stuff. Now we're taking away 2-way. This is just 1 card per system, boom, done. Vapor chamber cooler, 16 power phases, 250 watt TDP. And, wow. It gets the GV100's full unrestricted FP64 compute and Tensor Core performance. And the only real thing that differentiates it from Tesla is memory capacity, memory bandwidth, and the lack of NVLink functionality. It uses the standard GeForce driver stack. Freaking cool. Okay, well, I'm excited to see how this goes.
And
we'll let you know as soon as it arrives.
There is no gaming information at all anywhere on the Titan V page.
This is not like what NVIDIA's done in the past, where they've gone, like Titan Z was a perfect example of this, where they're like, this thing is, was it that one $3,000 too? I think so.
Titan Z was really expensive.
I think
Sounds
so.
like $3,000.
Like, this thing is thousands of dollars because it's a professional product, not for gamers. And then you'd go on like
$3,000.
Yeah, retailer websites. You'd go on NCIX or Newegg or whatever, and there'd be banner ads using like NVIDIA assets that are like Titan Z, the ultimate gaming performance. And you're just like, okay, is it or is it not? Well, this one, there is absolutely nothing in there about gaming.
I don't see a single thing. That's cool, because it's cool because if they want this to be the non-gaming thing that they keep on saying that they are.
Well, original Titan was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of coming back to its roots a little bit.
Yeah, because it strayed pretty hard.
All right, AMD and Qualcomm. This was posted on the forum by username The Linus Portal. I don't know what a Linus portal is. I'm going to try not to be weirded out by it. I'm sure it's
Hey,
meant in
it
the...
might not be your portal. It
yeah,
might be a different Linus.
Could be a different Linus.
That gets confusing when working on Floatplane.
Anyway, the original post here was from Engadget. Boop. AMD and Qualcomm join forces to power higher-end connected PCs. So they're going up against Intel's eSIM compatible systems. So in a nutshell, they're teaming up to make always connected PCs on AMD's Ryzen mobile platform using Snapdragon LTE modems to enable gigabit connection speeds. Okay.
So apparently the pair of the processor and this like always connected chip will make it so that you can play something like League of Legends anywhere without Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is actually
neat.
something we were talking about like just last week on the WAN Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, more connectivity for these devices that now, I mean, a device like the LG Gram, the last generation one, not the one with the 8th gen processor, that one's battery life is not as much, but something like a last gen LG Gram is getting 9+ hours in like a battery life test, and in real usage can get well over that, like sometimes 10, even 12 hours. So having a device like that just be able to be connected literally all the time is obviously desirable. So,
and you could theoretically have a laptop that was more performance. It wasn't the performance of the laptop that was hampering the game you could play. It's just this chip in particular that we're talking about. So you could get a higher end laptop that also has this Snapdragon X16 LTE modem and would be able to game other things just on that powerful system, probably going to be plugged in.
So we have our first all AMD laptop. Like, not of all time. Like, I probably at some point, like 8 years ago.
Of modern era?
Like, Linus Tech Tips covered one. Like, I don't remember it, though. It was a long time ago.
So in the courtyard.
Asus sent us over a gaming laptop that's got a Polaris GPU and a Ryzen CPU. So we're going to be checking that out pretty soon.
Cool.
AMD is finally relevant in laptops again. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. We haven't tested it yet.
Yeah.
But they got design wins. And that's a lot more than they could say over the last couple of years. Oh boy. So I lost about $300.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say that. The original article here is from Reuters, which I will confess, I did not know how this was pronounced until like less than a year ago. I thought it was like Reuters.
Reuters? I could see
Yeah.
that. I could see
And
that.
like whenever I heard people say Reuters, like just kind of, you know, on the periphery, I thought they were talking about like steroids. Like I never like paid that close attention.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever attempted to pronounce it like with no pre-knowledge.
Yeah.
I heard the name before I read the name.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Whatever.
Anyways.
I've had enough of your comments, Twitch chat, which I don't even have to look at the Twitch chat to know that I'm getting like skinned alive over there.
Yeah.
So, NiceHash, which this puts me in a bit of an awkward position because we didn't go as far as to recommend it.
Oh, I didn't even think about this.
In our recent video, part 1 of our Bitcoin/cryptocurrency mining exploration, but we did show it. We did talk about what the service does.
And it was cool.
And we were using it.
Yeah.
Which means that when they got hacked earlier this week, we lost about $300. But I'm not going to complain because the total amount of money lost is tens of millions of dollars. The headline is 64 million because that's based on what the value was right around the time that this news broke.
But it went up. Last night was huge. I believe. Was it last night or the night before?
It was yesterday morning, or like yesterday your early morning, I think. It spiked up to like 1,800 or something like that. It was crazy.
I thought it was the
I
night
was at a
before
shoot.
that. Do you mean early morning as in like 2 in the morning?
Well, I don't know. I was at a shoot and it was like 11 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. my time.
Okay.
So it was like 7
Whenever it
in the
was
morning for you.
very recent that it spiked up and the value of this
came
actually
down
went up.
and then, yeah.
And even now it's like 10
lot
million
more.
more about than it was when it first happened.
So
this isn't the first time this has happened. There's been, so in this one in particular, there's about 4,700 coins stolen, Bitcoin stolen. In all, there's been 980,000 Bitcoins that have been stolen from exchanges alone. that total is worth more than $15 billion at current exchange rates, and that is when they calculated it before. So it's actually worth more now.
So here's the thing that we should probably do, because there's been at least 36 of these thefts on digital currency exchanges since 2011, including the one that led to the collapse of Mt. Gox, which was the largest Bitcoin exchange at the time. So what I'm kind of thinking is, everyone who wants to get into Bitcoin seems to figure out how to buy it or how to mine it. And then I feel like it's really easy to get lazy about the other stuff.
You want to get into like cold storage and wallets.
How to store it, how to dump it, because literally the only way to be 100% certain that your Bitcoin will not be vulnerable to a hack is to store it completely offline.
Whether that's a hardware wallet,
yep,
or whether that's a cold computer. By that I mean like a computer that's not on a network.
Yeah. So some people will even go as far as to store handwritten notes in safety deposit boxes in traditional banks.
Yeah.
And I think that's really something that is worth discussing, because a lot of people are going into this whole Bitcoin / altcoin cryptocurrency thing thinking that once they Google a little bit and they find, who the reputable exchanges are or the reputable wallets are, once they find that, they've got the equivalent of a bank's type of security. And to be clear, banks are not perfect either, by the way.
But in traditional finance,
yes,
usually if a bank gets heisted.
Depends how much money is in the account, for example.
I don't know all the details. I just know I've had forever ago, my debit card got ripped off.
Yeah.
And a few $1,000s worth of transactions went through it, and I got my money back pretty quick.
So that is heavily dependent on your account,
Yeah.
your financial institution. You use a credit union, which back then may have actually been an advantage, but maybe no longer is.
Oh.
We could talk about it more offline. Anyway, the point is, people Google around, they find something that looks reputable,
Yeah.
that everyone on Reddit upvoted or whatever else, and then they kind of go, okay, yeah, my money is safe there. But in truth, there is so much more to it. And as much fun as it is to buy some Bitcoin at 71.50 is I think what I got in at a little while ago, and I had abstained for the longest time, and finally I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna buy some. As much fun as it is to look at that and go, woo! I doubled my money over the last 3 weeks, which I did, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Unless you actually know how to get it out and convert it into a fiat currency, right now with the volatility of Bitcoin and, for that matter, cryptocurrency in general.
People are going to be pissed that we're saying this, but even just looking at charts and stuff, it's not even just necessarily volatile, because volatile means that it dies, right?
No, it means it varies.
Okay, yeah. So it is extremely freaking volatile.
It's extremely volatile, and to me, currency is not currency unless it can be exchanged for goods and services. And right now, you cannot buy a car with Bitcoin at the local dealer.
There's going to be some person.
Yeah, there's going to be some dealership somewhere. I don't care. That is not the point. The point is that if you wanted it, let's say I bought $1,000 of Bitcoin and it went up 10x. And all of a sudden I had $10,000. I wanted to go to Joe's used auto lot or whatever. And I was like, yo, I invested $1,000 in Bitcoin. I'm gonna buy a car. I cannot do that unless I cash out today. So that's what I mean when I say, as much fun as it is to have this money, until you can actually exchange it for goods and services, it's just paper. And I kind of slurred my words there, which was funny because I kind of said surfaces. You could buy surfaces if you whatever you're into. Cars, surfaces, razor blades, I don't care. So, I mean, is that something that we should be starting to maybe do maybe make part of that multi-part Bitcoin series that we're working on?
So looking into videos online about this kind of stuff, one of the least documented processes is wallets and storage of your coins. And one of the most important parts about it is wallets and storage of your coins. And when this NiceHash thing happens, people weren't saying, because you're talking about the Bitcoin community, right? So people weren't coming at it from the angle you were, which is like, you need to bring it into fiat currencies. People were going at it from the angle of, you need to secure your Bitcoin.
People don't understand. Okay, lol, I'm a ducky. Is PayPal currency then or not? Yes, because it's in a real currency. It's just stored with PayPal.
Bitcoin is a real currency.
And by real, I mean fiat currency. I mean a recognized currency. So, anyway, go ahead.
And to be clear on the volatile thing, I looked it up. It does have a negative connotation.
Sure, it can have whatever connotation it wants, but that doesn't change that it's very volatile.
It is, but it's going up, so volatile is like apparently not entirely... Volatile is specifically a negative thing.
Okay, so...
Erratic in a bad way, which it is.
It can
but
be.
It has mostly been erratic in a good way.
Yes, except when it's not.
Except when it's not, which does happen. And you might get screwed on a trade because it might go, but like so far holding has been a very good strategy.
Like someone bought real estate with it recently. Right, we actually specifically said that. Yes, someone somewhere is taking it. But you know,
there's coffee shops that take it. There's websites that take it. We're looking into trying to take it for Floatplane subscriptions. It's a thing. There's certain areas. There's a cruise that you go on, that you can go on, that you pay for with Bitcoin. And I think all the transactions while you're on the cruise are done in Bitcoin. There's some stuff, but it would be. It's not the norm, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
So essentially. Taking it out of Bitcoin, putting it into USD is a generally safer way to deal with it, but your USD can still get stolen. Everything can still get stolen. That's kind of an important thing to understand. But stuff like cold wallets, holding your storage in offline computers, different types of wallets, using hardware wallets, all this kind of stuff isn't as well documented as most other things in the Bitcoin world. And when something like this NiceHash thing happens, all the smug commenters are going, yeah, well, you should have it in a hardware wallet or an offline wallet.
Like,
and most people responding are like, what is that?
How do you do that?
Yeah, and there is some resources on it, but not a ton.
Yeah. Well, let's we'll have a look at that. We'll figure out a plan. I think part 2 is going to be the more optimized mining machine. So that's mostly done. We actually would have had the motherboard today, but it got sent to North Carolina for some reason. Yeah, long story.
Okay.
Or Connecticut? I don't know. It was a U.S. something, and it had a C in it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a city or a state, and it had a C at the beginning of one of them. Yeah, it wasn't California. I know that much. Anyway, so we would have had ASUS's 19 GPU board, even though we're not actually going to be using all 19 slots. So the reason for that, get this, is in order to run 19. Why? Well, Bitcoin. What do you think?
No, but even for Bitcoin, why would you get that board?
Because then you don't have to have more boards. And more RAM sticks and more CPUs.
How expensive is that board, though?
$200. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So you save your, because I mean the cheapest CPU is like $40 from Intel anyway.
But are you putting them all next to each other?
No. The way that it works is you use extenders.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the slots are it's like, this thing's hilarious. I'll bring it up.
I haven't seen it.
The B250 mining expert. Anyway,
it's literally okay. I thought you were just buying some like crazy server board. And I was like, dude.
No. This is the thing.
Oh, lol. Okay.
Yeah, look at this thing. It's ridiculous. There's all the slots. It's like stupid.
That's amazing.
So anyway, the funny thing about it is that in order to actually use all 19, 6 of them have to be NVIDIA's GP106 based mining specific card.
Okay.
Exactly 6, I think.
Okay.
Like the manual for this thing is hilarious because check out these 3
oh my
24
god!
pin connectors.
I just saw that.
So these power like different slots, and there's like a whole diagram and stuff. And then there's like this diagram for like what types of cards you can install in what ratios, in what slots, in order to actually populate all 19 of them. So these guys have to come off the same power supply as this one, in case you were wondering. And don't quote me on that. I looked at the manual like a couple hours ago, actually. There's two RAM slots. So we've got one of those coming
I'm even surprised there's 4 SATA ports.
Yeah. What would you need that for?
I would have expected...
It's got a USB 3 header.
I would have expected 2 or 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
going to be part 2. Part 3, we're going to take a look at ASIC miners.
Yeah.
And then maybe part 4, we'll start to get into storage, how to sell, maybe like a part 5. It would be cool to take a look at some of the tools that people are using, like Kraken, to not just like Google, not just like Googling what's the USD to Bitcoin conversion, but like
Kraken has been terrible, but yeah.
Okay,
anyways.
but there's a lot of different tools that people
Yeah.
are using. Taking a look at a handful of them and kind of going, okay, well, here's some of the advantages and drawbacks of each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be something that would be very beneficial to the community at large.
Like Kraken's charts are super nice and really rapidly updated.
Yep,
but
which is
like
cool.
half the time the site doesn't work,
Well, that's a problem.
which is, you know, a pro and con.
Yes. And these are the kinds of conversations that we want to have.
Yeah.
Speaking of conversations we want to have, let's talk about. I think I clicked
Nope.
the thing. Yeah,
So you don't drag stuff.
I know. I realized that.
Okay.
So I want to talk about that. We actually thought for the longest time
We
that
still don't know.
well, we thought, and we might still think. We might not be sure what we think.
Okay.
But we thought that you weren't allowed to show man nips on Twitch.
Are we doing it?
So I'm going to find out
Oh my
once and
God.
for all. Hold on. I'm going to find out because we actually like fairly regularly have Twitch staff watching our stream. So we're doing our Mack Weldon
Am
spot
I
today.
doing
No,
the thing?
no,
No?
no.
Okay.
We are going. Now, normally, Luke jumps in with the hands and covers the nips.
Yeah.
And to be clear, I'm not going to do anything sexual because that's clearly in their terms of service.
Which I have wondered about, okay, because if there's a girl on stream
Yeah.
and some dude puts his hands in front and it doesn't show her nips, I bet you that would still be bannable. Even though that's exactly what we did just with 2 guys.
What if he has like an 8-inch or like a 12-inch buffer?
Because that's often what I...
Yeah, like a 12-inch
Yeah.
buffer. Like
So he's not
clearly
touching.
this
Yeah.
could be sexual,
Yeah.
but maybe this isn't, you know?
Maybe.
Okay, so here it goes. Are we going to get banned? Oh,
God.
no,
Oh,
no.
God.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
God.
gone. Okay, okay.
Oh, God.
Sorry, apologies, headphone users, because that was probably terrible.
I didn't see any staff in chat. Whoa.
Oh, what's going on now?
No, that was unrelated.
Oh, I thought the page
I did
actually
too.
like
I
disappeared.
did
I was
too.
like, whoa.
That freaked
We
me out for a
broke the
second.
Twitchnernet. Okay, so Mack Weldon, makers of the shirts that we're wearing, believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. Mack Weldon makes super comfortable clothes, whether it's underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, or sweatpants. And this is awesome. They have a line of silver underwear and
Yeah.
shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which
And very comfortable.
I'm not gonna get judgy, okay? You know, I'm not saying anything about, you know, our audience and, you know, or like Twitch in general and what are the odds that you might benefit from an antimicrobial shirt. See, we're not going there. But antimicrobial means that it'll help eliminate odor. And if you've ever been to a LAN party, I'm not going to generalize, but I will say that there are certain
that's the
people.
thing, that's the thing.
You'll find someone at any LAN party who should probably be wearing an antimicrobial shirt.
It's
okay?
gotten a little bit better over the
That's
years.
what I'll say.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. So they want you to be comfortable and not smell. And if you don't like your first pair, you can keep them and they will still refund you. No questions asked. So go check them out at mackweldon.com and get 20% off your Mack Weldon purchases at genie.us/small d, small v, big G, big Y, big I, or small L. I don't know which it is, so I'm going to paste it in the Twitch chat / it'll be under the video, and you guys can
Boom.
click it because that's a better way to handle that.
The Twitch chat right now is fantastic.
Oh, are they
great.
upset about me?
Oh no, they're just making jokes about it.
Oh, excellent, good.
been
I'm
awesome.
never sure if I'm gonna make people mad when I'm like because here's the thing,
Nipples.
is like the culture today is one of not being able to
knows?
say things that are
Who
true
knows? Yeah.
sometimes. And like I'd like to think that most gamers, like back when I was going to LANs and you're there for like sometimes 48 hours at a time, nobody leaves, so you clearly haven't showered in 2 days and
Yeah.
you've been sitting at your computer. And here's the thing, when you're gaming, when competitively gaming, the odds of you sweating in a stinky way are actually higher than if you were working out, because stress sweat stinks more than exercise sweat. So you're sitting there gaming, you're like stressed out for 2 days, you're probably gonna smell. And I mean, I'm not, some people forget. I'll say forget. Some people are bound to forget their deodorant that they definitely do own. So, but like, you never know. Like sometimes
Your mom bought it for you for Christmas.
people are going to get upset about these things, and it's just like you never know what you can actually say or not
okay,
say.
I'm going to sideline us for a quick second.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This is where I don't
Maybe.
know, because we are in a little bit of like outragey kind of culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
But then we're also getting older.
Yeah.
So is this like the old people say offensive things kind of situation?
Oh, man. Like, are we becoming the racist grandpa?
Exactly.
Except about, like, people who smell?
Yeah. Like, totally different category of stuff.
Yeah.
But is that part of
like,
what's happening?
Are people who smell becoming a subculture that you can't discriminate against?
Maybe.
Because here's the thing.
All sniffs are equal.
I'm not going to name any names, but we had a situation at Linus Media Group where I had to speak to an employee about his or her hygiene. And I'm really not going to name any names. I'm not going to give any hints.
It was me.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it? Oh, I thought it was me. Oh, no, that was pajamas.
Yeah, that was a separate issue. That was professionalism. / I've probably given you crap about being sweaty at some time or another, but
Yeah.
but no, I'm not gonna say who it was. But
Wow, I don't even know who this is. Okay.
no,
yeah.
because it's private.
Well, you did a good job.
Yeah, thank you. So I actually did have to speak to an employee about hygiene at one point, and I really wasn't sure how to do it, because is that discriminatory?
It's a difficult, yeah.
Because
it's a difficult thing to approach.
They weren't showing up like in indecent garb. Like they weren't showing up in a thong and no pants, like something that's like clearly, sexually inappropriate. Like they just smelled bad.
Yeah.
And so I can tell you my solution in a way that will make it very difficult for you to track down who it would have been.
Okay.
But at some point in our process of doing annual reviews, I added a field about professionalism and about maintaining appropriate personal hygiene for the sake of the comfort in the workplace of your colleagues.
Because I do know about that field, because I've been in there because I wore pajamas to work.
But that was the professionalism overall.
Yeah.
And so,
by the way,
yes,
shorts.
Yeah, the shorts. I've never cared about the shorts. The shorts have never bothered me. It was when you would literally like roll out of bed, go to work, and be like wearing a shirt that's like stained, and like PJ pants that are ripped to hell, like to the point where it was a little indecent.
Yeah. So every single pair of pajamas that I have has a hole in the crotch.
So anyway,
so I don't buy new pajamas.
So these are things that I've actually had to worry about. Like, am I being the anti-deodorantist, grandpa who's like, you shouldn't smell bad.
Who knows? That's I'm running into these situations where
that is a cultural thing. Like, there's people who are anti anything that's unnatural, shaving, deodorant, that kind of thing. And maybe I'm crossing a personal boundary by being like, yo, you smell in a manner that is my discomfort level is about here right now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So there you go.
Anyways, next sponsor.
They're like, no, this is irrelevant. Old people don't care about bad smell, which is, you know what? No, I'm not going to get into it because maybe
some of the best groomed people that I know are older people.
Yeah.
Some of. And I think it gets to a certain point where it becomes,
it's not that they don't care. I think, some of them probably don't care.
Yes.
Like, some people, okay, so there's two things. There's actually a number of factors here. I think some people get old and give 0 Fs about anything.
Yes.
And they're just like, YOLO. Also, I'm close to the end of it, so I'm just not going to stress about this stuff. Other people get to the point where they can't really care for themselves properly anymore, and that makes them unhappy, actually.
Or it would be extremely tedious to do so.
So, Steve Jobs apparently didn't shower. I do know that is a thing. Like, not showering and letting your body's natural flora take care of itself is apparently theoretically a thing. I haven't actually smelled someone who.
What do you do about grime? in that case?
I don't know. It's like
what if you get dirty?
Like a file, you know? Scrape it off. I don't know.
But that's my thing. Like,
do I smell like I know how this works?
Not that kind, I guess. You smell fine. You smell neutral. There's no like, yeah.
Perfect.
I didn't actually notice any smell difference.
If I can walk into the room and nobody notices, I consider that optimal.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Let's jump into our next thing. Savage Jerky. I'm going for delicious jerky this week.
Yeah, it's already.
I'm going for the mojo. That is so nice. You had the mojo ready for me.
I did.
Out of the box.
Yeah.
So Savage Jerky was created with the intent of making a delicious snack that is also not bad for you. So it's made without nitrates or preservatives, and they've got 13 different flavors of jerky. Some of our favorites are the mojo and the maple bacon. Oh, I love the maple bacon. Also, the traditional is really, really good. And then if you're the kind of person who's into the melt your face off jerky, I'm like salivating just looking at this. I gotta start eating it.
Happens every week for me.
Then they've got Carolina Reaper, like ghost pepper jerky. And then because they're experts in making your face melt off with peppers, they've also got hot sauces and barbecue sauces and a spice rub.
If you're pretty into spice, but don't want a face melt, I would recommend Mojo Habanero.
That's a good one. So use offer code LTT to save 10% over at savagejerky.com. And, whoa. We have a new sponsor. No way. Honey. So Black Friday and Cyber Monday might already be over. You can still save tons of money this holiday season while shopping. Honey is a free browser extension available for Chrome, Firefox, and Safari that saves you time and money when you shop online for last-minute gifts or, really anything. While you shop, Honey will instantly find every working coupon code that it can and will automatically apply the best discount to your chart at checkout. To your card at checkout. So it saves you time because they actually test the coupon codes for you. I don't know if you've ever tried to like Google a coupon code. Like 90% of them are bad.
You can eventually get there, but it's annoying.
Yeah. They test over 1 million coupon codes every month, and they've partnered with lots of online retailers like eBay and Newegg to help you find the best deals. They don't sell your personal information, and they have already saved hundreds of millions of dollars for over 6 million members. Those 6 million must shop a lot. Wow! It takes just 2 clicks to join Honey, and it's free. So head over to joinhoney.com/Linus and join today.
If you have like corporate shoppers on that list or something,
it
could go up really fast.
I am going to confess that I had never heard of this before this moment right now.
I have.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go get it because I only have one browser extension installed right now, so I don't have like a super loaded up browser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that seems like a pretty good one.
I have 4, I think. Not a crazy amount.
All right, got a couple more topics here. There's a leaked Intel.
Floatplane at some point.
Yes, there's a leaked Intel roadmap. It's on WCCF Tech, so you take it with a grain of salt. This was posted on the forum by Numlock21, and apparently, Intel Cascade Lake X is confirmed for HEDT. It'll be arriving on X299/LGA 2066 in late 2018. So none of this is surprising at all. Because that's what Intel does every generation. They launch a new chipset with CPUs, then they do a CPU refresh, then you get a new chipset, then you get okay. Also,
this is groundbreaking news.
Coffee Lake X, not X, will apparently get dual-core processors, and there will be more processor updates in 2018, along with Z390 and B360 chipsets. Okay, blah, 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 blah. No mention of 8-core processors, so those have been rumored. And Gemini Lake goes in N-series processors. Features 10-watt TDP and 4/2 core variants. So these are 14-nanometer Goldmont cores. And those are apparently coming in the 52nd week of 2018, so end of next year. Okay, neat. Now let's talk about stuff that's coming a little bit sooner. This was posted by Aluminium Tech on the forum, and the original article here is from Qualcomm.com. They've got a new CPU coming. Wah, wah, the 845 mobile platform. Yeah.
Your next phone
will have one of these, unless you buy a phone right now.
Yeah.
And then, or like a cheaper one, or an iPhone. and it will be a little bit better.
Yep.
How much better, you say? 25 to 35% faster than current Snapdragon 835. It can apparently record 480 FPS video at 720p or 240 FPS at 1080. That's pretty cool. Mind you,
Light.
most phones absolutely kill their image quality
Yeah.
when you're recording at high frame rates. So even though it is 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels, it looks blocky and like trash.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, the 25 to 30% faster thing is going to be interesting to check out. Because, yeah.
This is the first Qualcomm SoC to have a secure processing unit. So this is a new subsystem to protect data like your fingerprints, iris, mobile payments, SIM, and more.
That's interesting, but it's probably like super cracked already.
Why would it be? If it stores everything locally?
Yeah, but there's...
I mean, Apple's had a fair bit of success.
Failing to get their name right now. American government thing.
Oh.
I have the FCC in my head. That's obviously not it.
Yeah, the NSA.
NSA has NSA tools or whatever, and those have leaked repeatedly. And considering how delayed this is compared to Apple's, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like developed in cohorts with them. I know that's like tinfoil hatty, but these things keep coming true. So I don't know. And those NSA tools keep leaking. So like random pirate groups keep getting access to them, and then it's super not secure. So I don't know. I wouldn't absolutely trust it, but hey, cool.
In other news, this was originally posted on anantech.com. AMD has apparently silently lowered the spec of their RX 560.
Yeah. To basically a previous generation's spec.
Update. An AMD statement given to our sister site, Tom's Hardware, confirms the two RX 560 variants, and AMD also noted that AIB partners, so like Sapphire, MSI, ASUS, etc., would be responsible for communicating a given RX 560 model's specifications. Wow. So you can either get 14 compute units or 16 compute units buying an RX 560. This is trash, and AMD should feel terrible, and they should not do this.
So with an RX 560, let's go with the 14 compute unit model. You can get 14 CUs and 896 SPs. Now comparing to an RX 460, which has 14 CUs and 896 SPs. One of the big reasons why people are pissed off is because it's essentially a 460.
Like, if you want to sell slightly disabled 560s...
With less RAM.
Why don't you just sell 460s? How complicated is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Polaris 11.
Like, honestly,
It's
the last time... Like, this is not the first time for AMD. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I still remember one of the most pissed off that I have ever been about a technology purchase was when I bought a Sapphire Radeon 9600 Non-Pro. And this was back like almost 15 years ago, like back when that was a somewhat respectable card, but
Yeah.
nearing the end of its life cycle. So it was like a value gaming card. So I already had my own gaming rig, but I was upgrading my parents' computer so that my siblings could play like Sims or whatever. And what happened was Sapphire called the card Radeon. I ended up on the phone for literally hours with both Sapphire and AMD support over this. When I found out that this 9600, and in this case, it was not marked in any way on the box, that this 9600 was different from a normal 9600. When this 9600 had, I forget what the difference was. I think it had a narrower memory bus or something like that. Like it had a 64 versus a 128-bit bus or something along those lines. And there were no specs online other than the specific product page for this Sapphire card, which was like hard to find on their site, that made it clear that it was not a normal 9600. I thought we were past this. I don't really get why tech companies feel the need to rebadge, especially in this manner, when they already had a product that they could have just sold as this. Now, there are some differences. The new one, compared to the 460, can go down to a lower TDP, so as low as 60 watts versus approximately 75 watts, and it's available with just 2 gigs of RAM instead of just being a 4 gig part. But I feel like it would have been a lot less misleading to just call this a 2 gig 460 and just make it available.
Especially because, like, in their update statement, to be clear, they said, we're working with all, we're taking immediate steps to remedy to this. We're working with all add-in board and channel partners to make sure product descriptions and names clarify the CU count so that gamers and consumers know exactly what they're buying. That's not going to work. We apologize for the confusion this may have caused. That was intentional. That's BS. The reason why it's not going to work is the vast majority of consumers don't know what a freaking CU is.
Yeah, of course not.
They're looking at a model number. Or a model name.
All they had to do, and they've even done stuff like this in the past, all they had to do if they were going to do a cut down one is call it LE or XL or something along those lines. Like there are
something.
There's plenty of precedent that already exists for how to do this properly. And they just decided not to.
And this is really bad for AMD because AMD was very much in the for the people.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like, you know, the good guy underdog. Like, that's their brand image that they project.
The last, like, major controversy that I know of on what this scale should be, but this doesn't seem to be blowing up as much, probably because not an insane amount of people are buying 560s, and a lot more people had purchased 970s, was the RAM issue on 970s. That was the last big time that it was like, this is essentially being lied about.
Yeah. All right.
Not good, man. Sneaky deaky stuff. Not cool.
What else we got here?
Floatplane?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, Steam no longer accepts Bitcoin.
Oh.
I actually didn't even know that they accepted Bitcoin as payment.
Didn't either.
The original poster here was vegetable stew. We'll go ahead and pull up. Okay, so first of all, anyone who was giving me crap about using the word volatile to describe Bitcoin, you can go ahead and give Valve a bunch of crap for it too, because there's all the instances of volatile or volatility in the first 3 paragraphs of their statement on why they are no longer
I don't think it's
supporting
completely
Bitcoin.
Invalid to use. It's just going to trigger some people.
Yeah, so yeah, there you go. So go ahead and get triggered by Valve too. I had no idea that they didn't accept it. So when they first added Bitcoin as a method of payment, transaction fees were as low as 20 cents. Now they've crept up as high as $20 per transaction. These fees are passed on to the consumer and they result in unreasonably high costs for games. Also, the value of Bitcoin is only guaranteed for a certain period of time, so if the transaction doesn't complete within that window, the amount of Bitcoin needed to cover the transaction can change. Well, the normal solution is either to refund the original payment or the user, or ask the user to transfer additional funds, but in both of these cases, the user is hit with the transaction fee again, not to mention that this is like a customer service overhead nightmare for any retailer or e-tailer. They've said they'll reevaluate it at a later date, and I don't blame them at all. With all of that said, are we planning to support Bitcoin on Floatplane?
We want to.
And what are the obstacles right now? If you can talk about it.
So, okay, the main obstacles right now, to be completely honest, is everything else, essentially, is a higher priority. The site's not up. Payments for... The current payment system on the forum is atrocious. And we need payments for credit card to work. And we need the new implementation for payments for PayPal, which will be Braintree, to work. And I want the MVP of the site to be up. I want people to be using the proper domain, not going through the forum. I want all that other kind of stuff done. And then we'll look into supporting Bitcoin. But there is going to be more issues once we start doing that. How do we deal with fraud?
Okay.
I literally don't know.
Like on Bitcoin, you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I have no clue. Yeah, that's fine.
Got it.
Like, what if there's fraudulent transactions? I can't go contact someone's bank. Contacting it's their wallet. Like, I can't do anything like that. I'm not entirely sure how refunds work. I think we would be on the hook for the transaction fee for refunds.
Right.
Where with most services.
Yeah,
like
you
something
get
like,
a refund of the transaction fee.
Yeah.
And if it's a $20 transaction fee, that could drive us under pretty fast if
yeah, like there is a
to,
lot of potential issues. We're going to look into it. I haven't looked into any of those issues.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
they
there might
could
be
be
easy
non-issues.
solutions.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just not very high on the priority tier right now.
We just need to know. Can I do this?
Maybe no.
Can I try?
I would really prefer not. They're literally working on it right now.
Is it worth a shot? Come on, let's try it. You only live once. Whoa!
What? No.
What's that?
Okay, I want to put a giant disclaimer here. Last time, a whole bunch of people signed up for Floatplane on the forum and paid for their access, and then were very upset when they couldn't log into this site to access it.
Yes.
Just like last time, this is not the site that is working right now at all. To access Floatplane, it's the front page of the forum, and then if you are subscribed, it is at the top of the forum. There's a Floatplane section.
Yeah, I'm not logged in yet right now, but
Yeah.
that's normally how you access it.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, hey, come on, you only live once, right, baby? Oh, that's weird. I didn't. The
Who?
when did that happen?
Can you use your thing?
No,
Why?
I don't know. Can I?
That thing's being used by Swedish Bros for development.
Oh, okay. So now what?
I can make you one.
Dang it! Dang it!
Why are you? What is this?
What?
What are you doing?
Well,
Just use your account on here.
Ah!
Usually do that and then just cover it with the camera, right?
No, I usually use the other one.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do a news topic.
Okay. Or we can switch, and I can set up a different account that you can use.
No, it's fine. Just do a news topic in the meantime. I got this.
All right. Give me a sec.
There's
So
other news
it's
this
not
week,
in the
right?
doc, but you might even be able to talk about this while you're covering that. And Nick has a link for me. Apparently, Apple is acquiring the music recognition app Shazam.
Interesting. I actually did already read about this. Apparently, it's some amount less than $1 billion. So that's good if you're Apple, I guess, because I don't know if I would pay $1 billion for Shazam. But I mean, I don't know if this is reactionary or if this is something that they already had planned, but this definitely helps Apple address Google's implementation on the Pixel 2 rather anyway, where the device is always listening to music around you, as creepy as that is, and will just display passively on the screen of your phone what song is playing. So other than helping Siri better recognize songs, I don't really know what the benefit of this is for Apple, but it goes to show you that they are sure willing to spend a lot of money to have it be slightly easier to find out what song, and also I guess you could have just used Shazam but not do that for $1 billion. less than $1 billion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What?
Oh, okay. Well,
Why are you trying to show that?
Well, I wanted to try it. Well, I was gonna link it to the other one, and then I was gonna like go through and I was gonna use it.
Oh, but there's nothing to use right now.
Oh. The videos aren't there yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought they were.
No.
Okay, so
we're making that part just work for live streaming.
Oh.
For now.
Oh, right. Live streaming is going to be a thing soon.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So right now on Floatplane, we've got the Porsche Design.
Just make sure that you're
One.
covering up.
I know.
The.
I got it.
Okay.
We've got the Porsche Design Book 1. See, look, I'm driving a laptop.
Oh, I actually didn't put that together right away. Oh my goodness.
We've got our review of the Aero 15X. This is a thin and light with a GTX 1070.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Pretty nice.
And they managed to do it with the touchpad in not a stupid location.
Does it? Can we get a little spoiler? Does it throttle?
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like really impressive.
Combined load, yes.
We finally, pretty
sense.
much every laptop throttles under combined load, though.
Yeah.
So we finally released our video on Vega Frontier Edition.
The teaser for this is amazing.
Yeah, this was a freaking saga. Brandon's smartphone camera showdown, which we promised in the next week or two after whatever video I was recording, when I was like, yo, Brandon, why don't you do your smartphone camera showdown, is finally up on Floatplane. So he compares the iPhone 8 Plus with the Note 8, with the V30, with the Pixel 2 XL. So we don't have the iPhone 10 in there, but my understanding is that it is a pretty similar camera to the iPhone 8 Plus, so I'm not too worried about it. We've got the Eve V, the crowdsourced Surface competitor, and then I don't think this Handy Tech has made it onto YouTube yet either. Handy Tech, old is new again. So we've actually got a lot of stuff on there, including a couple tech quickies. Does overclocking void your warranty, for example? So if you cannot wait to find out, then you can sign up for Floatplane, where you'll get 1 week-ish of early access. 1 week-ish. It's ish. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Honestly, I don't know what else we got. Nintendo games are coming to the NVIDIA Shield in China?
Yes.
No
this is
way.
super weird.
Okay,
yeah.
I actually did miss this.
Yeah.
Are game consoles still... No, yeah, they're not outlawed. So
Yeah.
what is the... NVIDIA and Nintendo's partnership with the Switch... Something. Yeah, so NVIDIA provided the hardware, something. So they teamed up. In China today, NVIDIA Shield is getting Nintendo games. What? So you can play new Super Mario Bros. Wii, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and Punch-Out. What?
Yeah. Apparently.
All of them have been remastered in 1080p for the Shield. This is from Gear, by the way. What?
I don't know where the
Super Mario Galaxy is coming? What? Why can't I get this? Why is it only in China? Oh, I hate you so much, Nintendo. Every time you seem like you're getting cool, you're actually not cool. And you're just like a little bit cool. Oh, man. Oh, the Switch is not available in China.
Yeah.
There you go. That sucks. All right. Well, I'm pretty much done. Thank you for tuning into the WAN Show. We will see you guys again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.
Okay, I need to make that a longer fade.
It starts at 300. Right?
Does it?
It felt too long.
Yeah, I like it. I also didn't say it was tall.
So it'll give you a warning. You have a warning.